Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WIAA State Quarterfinal Football Edition of Prep Rally. Rob Hernandez here, Dennis Semrau there, and Dennis, tell you what a difference a week makes. Rainy here to start the week as we film Prep Rally at Clement Athletic Complex again. We didn't think we'd be back here, hoping maybe Sun Prairie, Middleton, DeForest would have been an option, but all the Division I and II teams out of the postseason, and it's we're down to at least within Dane County. Basically, it's Mount Horeb-Barneveld and Monona Grove in Division III. We're here with the Silver Eagles, where they're preparing for a game on Friday night here at Clement Athletic Complex against Waukesha Catholic Memorial. Dennis, we've never ever had a situation where a Division II team has not been in level 3 of the postseason, and it's been last time in Division I it was 2006. So we've been spoiled. It's been a good run.
Well, Wanakee was a big part of that. I mean, they were here just the perennial, every year it was for the past decade. Unfortunately for DeForest, Lucas Miller, their star running back, went out in the first quarter. Jared Sackman tried to help out, but 17-7. I mean, the defense played pretty well, but just couldn't put enough points on the board. So DeForest goes out, and Sun Prairie and Middleton both lose, just heartbreakers, two close losses. And Big 8's gone, and so is D1 for us.
Well, D3, though, with a lot to play for. Obviously, Waukesha Catholic Memorial, the defending state champion, represents a very tough challenge here for the Silver Eagles, who are practicing behind us. What has to happen for the Silver Eagles to see level 4 in the state semifinals?
Well, they're playing on their field today. We're wondering if they're toughening it up a little bit for Friday night. They're going to have to, control the ball on offense with that big offensive line. Jaden Galt, the UW recruit. Tyler Blang has had a great year running the option. His brother Brady has emerged as a go-to player, Brock Offerdahl. But then their defense is going to have to step up big time again. Defense and running the ball in the playoffs will get it done. But sometimes your best defense is a good offense. 5, 6, 7-minute drives, which Monona Grove is known to do, especially in the playoffs, will be a key.
Dennis, you got to see Mount Horeb-Barneveld last week take out Lodi in what on paper with the seeds was an upset, but we know that Mount Horeb-Barneveld is very capable. They go on the road now to La Crosse Logan Friday night. Logan went a few rounds into the playoffs last year in Division II. What kind of challenge awaits Mount Horeb-Barneveld on Friday night?
It's going to be an explosive offense on both sides and special teams. You look at Logan's been able to return, I think, 5 kicks for touchdowns, and then Isaiah LaSure, who's every time he touches the ball, he's a threat. The only thing he hasn't done is run for a touchdown. He's interception, fumble return, pass return, kick return, and I think I'm looking for him to have a big game. The big one, though, has been Nathaniel Osterloo the last couple weeks. He and Max Mailer, the sophomore quarterback, who's not a sophomore anymore, he accounted for 4 touchdowns and over 400 yards of offense last week.
Well, we'll see how the Vikings do up at La Crosse and playing against La Crosse Logan in the state quarterfinals in Division III. Dennis, we've got to go to Division IV next. 2 area teams still alive. Nakusa at home against Winneconne. The Papermakers took out Columbus last week, but intriguing matchup down in Walworth, where Bigfoot, the perennial power in D4, taking on Platteville. I had a chance to see Platteville last week against Broadhead Judah, and very athletic. All their scoring plays of 44 yards or longer returned an interception for a touchdown. The second half kickoff, William Cooley returned that for the touchdown. So again, another explosive offense here that if conditions allow, could be a factor against Bigfoot.
Cooley's been a big play guy from day one. But you got to like Walworth Bigfoot because of their playoff experience. They've been there. I think that's where it starts to get a little bit of an edge. But boy, I love that, all those big plays, and that's definitely a fan's game.
Divisions 5 and 6, Dennis, the 2 big games in our area on Saturday. In Division 5, Racine St. Catherine's goes to Lancaster for a 4 o'clock game. We've talked about John Hoke and the Flying Arrows. Nate Tranel's been a key there as their quarterback, but that wishbone offense this time of year seems to bring the Flying Arrows good luck.
It does, and again, playoff experience. The last 2 years in the state finals, and they're hungry. They don't want to be second anymore. They want to get there first. You talk about every week is very important. Don't look past anybody, but they're definitely motivated by getting a gold ball.
And then also on Saturday, 1 o'clock down at Darlington Martins Field, the Darlington Redbirds home to Brookwood. Brookwood took out Iowa Grant last week, so any hopes Darlington had of seeing another SWAL team were dashed. Of course, Darlington, after having a scare against Cuba City during the regular season, blew out the Cubans in the postseason here last week. So Darlington on a roll. They've got a very good quarterback in Cole McDonald, but he's predicated on his supporting cast. Some great tight ends, but two 1,000-yard rushers and another one, Jason Singer, who was closing in, might be there already. So they're looking at another 3 a year where they have 3 1,000-yard backs.
You look at tradition for the Redbirds, but again, it's so hard to beat a team twice. What happened with the Cuba City game? I mean, they just blew that theory right out of the water.
Yeah.
So I think Darlington's for real, and look forward to see them at Camp Randall.
Well, another team that's for real in Division 7, Blackhawk Warriors, they're home to Potosi Friday at 7. That's a rematch game, but that was the point when they met the first time, and Blackhawk blew them out on homecoming back at the end of September, where we really said, hey, Blackhawk is for real. Tanner Sweeney and the Butler brothers, Heath running the show, and that they would be a force to be reckoned with. And now in that ball game, that first time around, Potosi lost his starting quarterback, so they've had to go to Chase Cruiser more as kind of the option guy. And so a lot has changed, but the thing that's different here that is probably overrides everything is the fact that these two teams are playing to stay alive.
Yeah, they're playing to stay alive, and you've been a Blackhawks' biggest fan, I think, all year long. You've seen that they are definitely a Division 4 or 5 team with some of the talent they have. They've been able to stay healthy, unlike Potosi. But hey, if you can replace your quarterback and still be in the level 3, you're doing something right.
Yeah, they sure are. So that's a game to be looking at, and also, I'm sure both those teams looking at the fact that perhaps lurking 2 very capable teams in the state semifinal will be awaiting them. Burlington Catholic Central, who we've talked about many times here on Prep Rally, still alive in Division 7 as they knocked off Fall River last week. They take on Lake Country Lutheran Friday at 7 at Kettle Moraine High School on the turf. And again, 2 private schools battling for the right to take on, probably one of the top, public school D7 teams that we have this year in Blackhawk. And then on the upper half of the bracket, still an area team alive. The New Lisbon Rockets at home Friday night against the Pittsville Panthers, a couple of teams that are a little bit foreign to this level of the postseason. But again, as you say, you get to this stage, Dennis, and all bets are off. These are great teams. We've only got 28 games left here in the postseason, or 28 games being played this week. So the field continues to get shrunk down, and I look forward to a lot of great ball games this Friday and Saturday.
And just because Sun Prairie's gone, Middleton's gone, DeForest's gone, over local teams, find a small school and adopt them. Because you'd be surprised, 1, the fan base, 2, the level of play, and 3, you got to have somebody to root for at Camp Randall.
Or find a big school. Dennis, I mean, Germantown Arrowhead. Germantown, we've talked a lot about them in basketball the last few years. But
and how about Kimberly and Homestead this week?
Kimberly and Homestead.
You have a couple of matchups of 11-0 teams
right.
at the Division II field. I think the Division II field is probably the strongest we've spent in a long time.
Yeah, Holman, Oshkosh North to do battle at Titan Stadium in Oshkosh at 4 p.m. Saturday as well. So a lot of games that you can make the argument should be played on the turf down here at Camp Randall. But, again, the way it shakes out, some divisions are tougher than others. Some have more unbeaten teams than others. And when you go geographically, there are certain divisions where the balance of power is concentrated in one area. We've seen that in Division 1 and Division 2.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, it's not the Madison area this year.
No, it is not. But, Dennis, we'll still have our live blog up and running Friday night and Saturday with updates and insights, scores from around the area throughout the state as the teams still alive in the postseason try to take one more step towards a berth at Camp Randall Stadium. For Dennis Semrau, I'm Rob Hernandez from Clement Athletic Complex here in Monona. Thanks for watching Prep Rally. We'll see you at the stadium.
It's time for some Monona Grove football!